So now I'm going to say when there's a breach, what to do. You will do all these things that I said, but you will also inform the employee that you will do this. And you will inform the employee through a legal notice. Here it will be properly on a lawyer's letterhead. So you can draft a text and you issue it to the lawyer. You ask the lawyer to issue under his signature. Okay. Or you can send it under the company's signature also. That is a notice from the company. Okay. What will you say? You will try to find out the name of the new employer if you can. You can inform the so what will you write in the notice? All the things that I just told you above. I told you what to write, right? That this is what's going to happen. You've breached this contract. And you will also say that we will go to court, okay, to get damages against you, okay, and to get an injunction. Now, some of these claims may not stand in court. Okay, you may not be able to get an injunction, but you will be able to get some damages. Why? Because if the employee went without honoring notice period or without surrendering the laptop or without giving you data, that the court can order, surrender everything. Okay, that they can order. They can order pay your 1 month salary in lieu of notice period. That they will order. Okay, now an employee doesn't want to have the risk of paying up also and of having to go to court. Why? Because they will have to take leave from new job to go to court. How many leaves will they take for hearings from a new job? How much of a interruption will it be for them? It's going to be sizable, right? So they will have to take leave. They will have to engage a lawyer in all cases, in most likelihood, and they will also have to have the risk I may have to pay up. So this becomes too much. Okay, but you also don't want to take all that in the first step. So you inform all of this through a legal notice. Okay. Then you can also publish a blacklist, public blacklist, okay, of employees who did not follow notice period or breached exit formalities. You have to be very clear. You cannot defame the employee, but make an objective list that we have a certain process which wasn't followed by these employees. So what happens is that all these verification agencies and HR managers, when they are hiring, they will use the internet to search, right? So when they search on internet, they will find like things on LinkedIn, post that the employee has written. They may also find this blacklist. Okay, so it will be super beneficial for you. It can show up in search results and this can work. In some cases, there are employers associations who maintain this, and you can sort of tie up or create an employers association to have a common blacklist. But I suggest don't waste too much time in doing it. Just get one put up on your company website. Okay. And 90% of the case, I think more than 90%, I think it'll go well to 99.99% of the cases will be resolved here. How many of you think that this will work? 90 to 99%. And what happens with that is people become very clear that this company is going to enforce. Okay. So how many of you think that this will get resolved or highly likely to get resolved at this stage? It's lengthy, Preeti, because I have given you more than one step. There are about 3 to 4 steps I gave you right now. If you use any one, you will experience results. But then you will tell me that boss आपने एक ही बोला उसके बाद ये employee ज़्यादा शाना है तो ये आगे चला गया, right? So I have to give you 2, 3, 4 levels of foolproof strategy which you can put it, and you have to layer it, right? In a situation when the problem is that things are not working, you have to have a strong strategy, and that means you have to do it. Then after this, you create case studies of what? Of employees who tried to breach. You don't name them. You say X, Y, working in X team. Okay. For training purpose, that this is what they did, this is what happened, and they are honoring this now. Okay. So they know that these are the things that we will do if you violate the contract, and this is what we have done in the past. After that, they will take an informed choice to violate. Now, this who will do? You will have to do. You can give it to L&D, or you can give it to that to the team member who looks after recruitment in your HR team. Okay, but you want to create this training. Yeah. Then you can initiate proceedings for breach of notice period or for civil and criminal defamation. So if an employee, so there are some things you can do. Okay, every employee you can't go after for defamation. There are times when somebody can say, this is my opinion. Okay, opinion is fine, but if they're saying something maligning you, or they are saying something which is not fact, okay, so that is a problem. Not fact, but independent opinion, objective opinion also is okay. But where it's maligning, you can raise it if it's not fact, if it's not truth. Okay. So if he says that, this person said this to me and then I was asked to leave, that's honest. That is backed by truth. So you can initiate the proceedings, but the person will have a powerful defense. But a lot of times people write recklessly. This organization is the worst ever to work for. They don't do this, they don't do that. And okay, it's just random discouraging people to work. There you can take this action because it's not objective. Okay. You can also initiate legal proceedings for breach of notice period. And I told you why it is likely to work. Because the new employee will have the problem. So here, whatever you want in the notice, now you will take that action. Okay. This is follow up by execution of your plan. Now after this, all this will become real. Employee will know. And if it doesn't become real now, it will become real when they have to go for the hearing. First time they go for the hearing, okay, or they engage a lawyer, they will realize, Array, I am spending my a fraction of my month's salary in legal proceedings. Sometimes I have to take leave. Sometimes something happens, so I don't want to take that risk. Yeah. Ajitesh, I agree with you, but there are times when there are unhappy employees who may do that, right? Ami Mehra, yes, we have a label or diploma course for this. I'll come to you. Come on that in a while. Okay. Make the new employer a party in the legal proceedings. This is very important. A lot of people don't do this or forget to do this, but this is important merely for the sake of information. You know why? Because the new employer knows that if the employee didn't do proper handover in the last job, what is the guarantee that they'll do now? In fact, some of this behavior is habitual for employees. You will notice there are some people who stick to organizations only for 4 months. In their CV, it is evident, right? Similarly, this one, not honoring legal terms sometimes is habitual, and no employer wants to take that risk. That is why they engage that employee verification agency. So you are actually doing a good job for the new employer by telling them that, look, this person is a habitual sorry, that this person hasn't honored our contract and may not honor in your case also, we don't know. Okay, but we want you to know that our contract exit formalities were not honored by this person. Rest you decide. Okay. And that makes it very interesting. Like, that puts a very new twist for all sides. No employer wants hidden risks, and they don't want a repeat of the situation that happened with you. They don't want it to happen to them. So you can engage lawyers, but the effectiveness of the strategy is shaped by your planning. So you may say, I need my legal team to help, but all this planning that I said, who is doing it? Legal is not doing it, right? Legal can if they want to, but every legal doesn't have this priority. Most of the times legal doesn't have this priority. If you design everything, then legal may review it. Okay, but designing everything means you need to draft the memo, make the template, sequence the process, prepare the SOP. You have to prepare the SOP. Till there you have to go, right? You can also issue, by the way, another new strategy. If somebody has posted negative reviews about the company online, there is a concept of takedown notice. You can issue this to platforms. You can say you can report the content, you can say it's violative of the guidelines, or you can actually issue a legally valid takedown notice asking the platform to take it down because it's defamatory. Okay. They cannot hide behind anonymity. If you file a case, the court will say, it will issue a notice, and the court will basically say that, disclose the identity of the person who has posted it. And on a platform, you will have the identity. Okay. So the court will say that you disclose the identity for evidence purposes, and then the platform has to disclose the data. So two ways, platform can take it down irrespective of who's put it. Second way is that if you have initiated the legal, so this doesn't require legal proceedings in some cases. Okay, I'll tell you which category. There is something called DMCA. Under that, so any website which is not through on Indian servers, which is hosted even partly on foreign servers, you can issue takedown notices to them, and they'll directly take it down. For Indian servers also it is possible. The way to do it is slightly different. Here, when it is anonymous and you want to know who's done it, you file a court proceeding asking for disclosure of the identity to the platform. The proceeding is against the platform. Okay. Now, how many of you think that this will lead to some actionable, results for you? Say yes if you think so.